ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing today? I hope you all had a amazing New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and 2025. Now that it's 2026, we can get on with the show. Let's see. What's going on? Yes, you did win, Mr. Tyler. Yes, you did. Hey, what's going on, guys? Tyler is the winner of the Daily Close Contest 2025 amalgamation. Mr. Tyler, your prize is to be announced, but I think I narrowed it down, and I'm kind of excited about it. I'm not going to lie. So, stay tuned for that. As of right now, though, let's get into some charts. Bitcoin currently trading at 88,888 even, which is very fitting. 8 is my favorite number. And right now, number go up, and we do like number go up. As you guys know, I'm a very large supporter of number go up. Go to the 12-hour time frame. Why is my mustache is not cooperating? Okay, let's get a little zoom action on the 12-hour liquidation heat map. We're liquidating some bears as we speak. 88,939. And the very tippy top of that, we've got 90,332. And then the very bottom, we've got 87,673. And then the bottom of the bottom, we've got 86,153. Very cool. Bitcoin getting a little pumpy. Bitcoin dominance, oddly enough, not so pumpy. Hopefully it continues this way. Could be a little stronger of a dump if we're being honest, but I'll take what I can get. ETH currently up 1.29% on the day, trading at $3,009.99. We wanted to get above 3K. We are officially above 3K. It seems as if the the wash traders for the tax harvesters have bought back in as soon as the new year changed. Oh gosh, all my stuff's broken. Tyler said, I would just like to thank my haters and Gary Coleman. I've been up for 29 hours, so I don't know how much longer I can make it. That's crazy. But yeah, $3,000 on ETH, looking good. We've got a continued bounce off the moving average, green dot in the momentum wave, point to the upside. Money flow just flipped positive as well. Why am I struggling? Am I dropping frames? I am dropping frames. Question is, though, why am I dropping frames? Okay. Yeah, ETH looks really good. I'm excited about this level. If we can get above like 3,020, then it's possible that it gets pretty spicy here for ETH. Solana also up 1.89% on the day, currently trading at 127 even. Solana, I would like to see get above. We're looking at like 130 for Solana. RSI looks good. We got a green dot of the momentum wave, point to the upside. Money flow just flipped positive. We got that New Year's energy flowing through the chart. The volume's returning slowly. And as the remainder, I think once we get into next week, volume should be a lot better than it was this past month, if we're being completely honest. Total 3 is up 1.46% on the day, trading at 839.96. Let's see if we can get back above 850 would be a big deal for me. We did get a bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. Green dot of the momentum wave, point to the upside. Money flow's been positive since Christmas Eve. All is well. We are looking good. Hopefully this does not turn out to be a bear flag, because that's entirely possible. But we'll see. If we invalidate that and we push up, then that would be a big deal. 8 is up 6.89% on the day. I made some pretty hefty trades on this thing last night. I did ingest an alcoholic beverage, and I opened up a 25x trade that I left open for the new year, and I think I made over 100%. I posted it in the chat. Yeah, my first trade of the new year, 124.85. If you guys are not in the Discord, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. And then my second trade, I just kept 25x just because why not? For 38.99%. I have not opened up a trade since then. I'm quitting while I'm ahead. So that was exciting, though. But yeah, ADA looks good. Let's get above 36 cents, and then we can start talking about having some fun. Snack. Snack looks great as well, up 13.05%. A lot of tax harvesting, I'm sure. We've reclaimed our zero, or lost our zero again. I guess is the right word. We are at 1/10 of a penny, which is awesome. Can we get to 1 penny next? That would be amazing. I'll take a nice little 10x. But for now, settle for about 13% that we got right now. Bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI. Green down in the momentum wave pointing to the upside. Money flow is still negative, but it's been negative for a consistent period of time, so that's not a big deal. Midnight. Midnight is down 2.69% on the day, currently trading at 0.086. Not a whole lot to report here. We got a huge pump, dump, support, recovery, and further dump. Are we making some kind of flag? I'm not sure. Let's see if we end up coming down and touching the 75 support or not. Ooh, we got a $10 super chat from Mr. Tyler.
Crypto Corner. Honestly, a lot of good memories and good people, and you made this happen, JJ. I respect your grind. Much love. P.S. JJ is gay. JJ is gay. He licks dick.
It says dick? That's crazy. Oh, man. Thank you, Mr. Tyler, for the $10 super chat. I'm going to like that and heart it. I'm not sure what either the difference is between those two, but I appreciate you, Mr. Tyler. It has been a great year for JJ's Cryptic Corner. This is our first consistent calendar year. We started in September of 2024. We streamed every single day for that first year until September of 2025. And if you just count 2025, let's not even count 2024. We did stream every single day for 2025 as well. Let's frickin' go, guys. We're here to make money and friends. We're here to make both. XRP up 1.99% on the day. Currently trading at 187.88. I mean, it's holding 184, which is really all we can ask for here. There's a lot of rumors about what's going on behind the scenes. I think the biggest thing that XRP and Solana, frankly, have going for them right now is that they are the only two ETFs that are live that have been positive since launch. Ethereum and Bitcoin did flip negative, and overall is negative. We'll see some of those metrics when we get into the news segment. So that way you guys don't know I'm just, you guys know that I'm not just blowing smoke out of my butt. But XRP and Solana have positive flows for the ETF. Big deal. John coming in with a guess. Mr. John, we are not doing a daily close contest today. It is January 1st. I'm taking a break. I appreciate you coming in and participating. We're going to figure something out for that. My guess right now, I think I want to up the stakes but decrease the frequency. So I'm thinking right now every Sunday, maybe we do a weekly close. We'll have the community vote, but I'm going to take a couple of days off from the daily close obligation. Not that I didn't take days off in the first place, but I'm taking a breather. I appreciate you guys. I want to get Mr. Tyler's prize worked out because Tyler had 42 wins. He had 42 wins, which is pretty crazy. So congratulations, Mr. Tyler. You earned it. I did try to dethrone Tyler. I gave everyone plenty of chances. All of the wins for December were worth 8 points, and we got a couple new guys on the board with those 8-point wins. But Tyler came out on top regardless. So even with all of that against him, he still won. So he earned it. Congratulations. XRP looks good. H-bar is up 7.52% on the day, currently trading at 11.43. Looking good. Kind of sticking with its median right here. The bulk, the meat of the sandwich is kind of in between 11 and 11.5. So looks good. Nothing too much to report here. We got a green dot on the momentum wave. Positive money flow since Christmas. Bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. SWI is up 4.81% on the day, currently trading at 147. Just below 148. We got 140 as support. That's holding very nicely. And we're pushing up. Money flow is positive. Green dot in the momentum wave. Bullish cross over the moving average. Everything points to upside potential, so we'll keep an eye on it. Ondo's up 7.71% on the day, currently trading at 38.68. This is a perfect example here. Every time it gets really bleak, it gets scooped up. A lot of people probably sold here. Especially around Christmas, around the holidays, they're probably looking, they're like, this is over, man. This thing's done for. And if that is the bottom, then that was a beautifully executed bottom. I'm not saying it is, but that's usually how they look. They look like a lower low, and then from there it just goes straight up. Nobody even has a chance to like hop back in if they did hop out. Arrowmaker said, "What's up? What's going on, Arrowmaker?" Tyler said, "I got plenty of chances. LOL. I feel like I've been in 2 of them." Yeah, it's that honestly, I don't remember I don't remember the daily close contest getting wrecked as much as it did this year, and I think it's because I'm working on a job right now that's like an hour and a half away from where I live. So when I do get off, even if I get off on time to make it, there's an extra hour where my schedule got screwed. That plus daylight savings completely ruined the daily close contest this year. But it was fun anyways. Aerodrome up 16.69 nice percent on the day, currently trading at 46.99, right below 48.02. We got a nice bounce off of 40. The support is doing what the support does, and we like that. Look at the volume come back. Beautiful return of volume after the new year. Looking forward to a lot more liquidity, honestly. Hopefully it continues this way. Stellar's up 3.78% on the day, currently trading at, or bounced off of 20, trading at 20.86. This also looks good. Bullish crossover the moving average and the RSI. Green dot of the momentum wave. Money flow flipped negative though. So I would like this to probably get above 25 and then we can start talking. Polkadot had a huge pump today. 11.63% out of nowhere. No one was expecting this. It went from pretty much $1.75 to $2, which is pretty hefty. Looks good though. Let's see if this continues. If it can close above $2, that would be huge. Is this a bottom? I have no idea. Volume looks great though. Look at that spike in volume come back. Kind of the same as back here. Green dot on the momentum wave, point to the upside, bullish crossover the moving average. It is incredibly overbought on the 4-hour time frame, so exercise caution. Altcoins up 8.07% on the day, looking good. 29.05. CAS also up 4.07. This could look better, but it's keeping up with the rest of the alts on the day at least. You do got a little bit of a bongo cat in the RSI, so you could have technically called this pump with this price action. Avalanche is up 10.06% or 9.98% on the day. Look at that beautiful God candle on Avalanche, 8.23 on this 4-hour, and this thing blasted right back above our legacy trend line that goes all the way back 6 years now to 2020. That's a big deal. We got positive money flow since Christmas. Beautiful surge in volume. That's exactly what we like to see. Look at this. You dumped right here. Tax harvest. Chop, 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 chop. Dump. And then the tax harvesters return. Beautiful. Textbook example of tax harvesting right there. John said, what about Demo? I can check Demo. I'm going to do Chainlink really quick, and then I'll check Demo. Chainlink up 3.28% on the day, currently trading at 12.61. We are pretty much stuck between 12.39 and 12.68. That's the sandwich right there. Can it break above 12.68 and try to make 13.39 next? We got a bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. Money flow has been positive since Christmas Eve. Green dot on the momentum wave, pointing to the upside. Volume could be better. The volume has not returned yet to Chainlink, which is very interesting. Joe Azaventure said, we getting a little green today. Yes, we absolutely are, my friend. Monad looks good. Kind of the same spot it's been the last couple of days. We got a little bit of a triple bottom. Potential inverse head and shoulder action right here. Let's see if we get a break above 25.67. Honestly, a break above 25 alone would be a big deal. So let's see what it turns into. We are above 23.22, which looks great. All right, let's see. Demo. Not familiar with this coin. Is this the right coin? Demo Tether Gate. Whew. Holy cow. Yeah, I don't know much about this. Could be better if this is the right one. It is incredibly oversold on the daily, so you got that going for you. 4-hour doesn't really seem to care. 4 hours almost smack dab in the middle of that RSI. You do have a green dot in your momentum wave, though. And a confirmed green dot on market cipher from this Pico bottom right here. There's not much to make off of the chart. You got to kind of start breaking to the upside in order for really any TA to start to make sense. But right now you got resistance at like 13 and probably 14. I'll just go 14. So get above those two levels and then we can start talking. Silver. Silver's up 1.59% on the day. It is officially back to trading after the new year. 72.71. Is it going to pump or dump from here? I'm not entirely sure. RSI nice and, I guess you can call it reset. It's like smack dab in the middle. Oh, we got less than 1 minute. Oh, actually, Bitcoin daily close. There it is. First daily close of the year. Bitcoin's first daily close of the year is officially 88,839.04. 88,839.04. 88,839.04. Very cool. You ever listen to the song Soap in the Skin, Me and the Devil? I don't think I'd have. Tyler said, JJ, I need sleep, man. Nice catching you. Hope you had a good new year. I worked, but shot another deer this morning. Nice. Take it easy, Mr. Tyler. I appreciate you. Probably by the weekend, I'll have your prize to announce. So cheers, my friend. Happy New Year, everyone. All right, very nice. Jay Waz Adventures, that scary and spooky song. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see. Bitcoin looks great. Let's go back to silver. Up 1.44% on the day, looking good. Not a whole lot going on, to be completely honest. Let's go to gold. I'm curious about silver because there's so many rumors floating around now. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, the spot price for physical silver in Shanghai is $130 and like all this stuff. But like what's actually going on? Because the spot price in America is $72.59. You know what I mean? Like, are people just price gouging in other countries, or are they actually suppressing the price here? Because it all kind of seems sus to me. Kind of curious to see what happens. I do still have my shorts on silver. I don't know what I'm gonna do. If it reaches 100, I might add a little bit to it, but I don't have a ton of conviction in my shorts. It's literally just as a hedge, a complete gamble if we're being real. But I'm going to keep them open because I enjoy gambling. Has anyone... Okay, actually, I got to do a poll. I got to do a poll in the chat. No spoilers. Please, no spoilers. Did you watch Stranger Things finale? Yes or no? We just watched it. Actually, we watched it before the ball dropped. We watched it last year, the Stranger Things finale. And no spoilers. I loved it. My daughter is iffy. My fiance is iffy. I'm used to stuff like Game of Thrones or Lost kind of fumbling. Lost, not so much. I feel like I can cope with Lost. Game of Thrones completely fumbled to the point where I can't even really like rewatch the show. I think what they did with Stranger Things was magnificent. But I won't get into it yet. There is going to be spoilers later on. I will warn you guys before I start to talk about it, but there is something that I want to talk about regarding the show and Polymarket specifically. Because something happened that somebody bet on. So gold at the moment is up 0.66% on this current candle, trading at 43.60 or 43.46 and 69 cents. Nice. So what's interesting about gold with this RSI, you got a break and support bounce, which also could equate to an inverse head and shoulder right here. Is that going to turn into anything significant? I'm not entirely sure. And you also have a green dot in your momentum weight pointing to the upside. I think gold being below this like 435 or 43.50 level is a little sketchy to me, but your RSI on the 4-hour almost did go oversold. Definitely room for this thing to pump to the upside. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Is it going to get back above 43.81? Because that should have acted as support based on this previous resistance. I don't know. I am also equally surprised, as I mentioned yesterday, that it broke below this 43.50 level. We do have a confirmed red dot on market cipher at this Pico top that would have signaled you to get the F out. So same thing happened back here though too, and that did, the little dump, and then we just got back up above it afterwards. Is that going to happen back here? Ooh, it kind of lines up pretty good. Interesting. I'll leave that there. I'm wondering if that's what it's going to be. This is where I put. So we'll be able to tell that that's exactly where I put this pattern and see if it plays out. I'll make it a little bit transparent for now. So we can actually see the chart behind it. Okay, DXY, currently at 98.28. I do like this as a continuation to ladder down, or to stair step down. It's kind of what I want to see, if we're being completely honest. It does kind of look like it's really trying, though. It's really trying to start going up. Eventually, it's probably going to break. You kind of got some bearish div going on, though. So let's see what happens. MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee. I don't think anything traded today. 150, 192. If it's going to be super duper bearish, I would look for 130 as a support area. If it's going to be bullish, I want to see it get back above 170. NASDAQ, struggling. We'll see what tomorrow brings when it starts trading again. It's got potential, especially like the fractal. I can fudge it around to see what works best and all that. I'm going to leave it where it exactly was before I moved it, though. We're looking for a prolonged chop up from this point forward, I suppose. Instead of having to worry about it recoupling and all that. It was oversold on the 4-hour time frame, which is great. We got a green dot on the momentum wave, which was also oversold. Jay Wesaventure said the next surely bounced from the lows. Can we take a look, please? Yes, we can. S&P down 0.74%. Looking for this to bounce as well. Did I move that? I don't think I did. Yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings for this as well. Oops. And I'm excited to see how it all plays out. Dominance 59.57. Let's see if this pushes down further. Bitcoin itself 88,686 and 10 cents. Let's see what the new year brings. Oh, we got a new seasonals chart now. Ooh. Yep, look at that. New year right back there. So let's see. Are we going to be in 2022? Because technically speaking, we should be. 4-year cycle, we should be entering 2022, which means we'll bleed until June, July. Actually, we'll bleed majority of the year, it seems. G Immortal said hi. What's going on, G Immortal? I'm hoping that we're in a... Honestly, I'm hoping for like 2021, 2024 kind of situation. I like both of those. Even 2023 would be sick. Bitcoin definitely had a crazy last couple of years. That's for damn sure. How do we get out of this? I forgot. I forgot how to get out of this. Isn't there normally an X? Back to chart? Okay, good. All right. Let's go check the Nick Shirley coin. What's it called? The Nick Shirley. Dinochrome was pretty sick. Up 55.98% on the day. It did bounce off the lows. Looks very nice. Yeah, the fact that there's so few buys, but the buys far outweigh the sells as far as dollar amount, kind of cracks me up, I'm not going to lie. John said the 4-year cycle is officially broken, right? I think so. I genuinely do believe that it is broken because Bitcoin closed the post-halving year red. And the 4-year cycle dictates that that shouldn't happen. December should be the top, and the 4-year cycle is a blow-off top for Bitcoin, and you get like 3 years of green and then 1 year of red in the year after the post-halving year, which is usually a midterm year as well. But that's not how it's going to play out, so. Joe S. Venture said, we need a new paradigm where Bitcoin goes sideways and alts outperform it, right? I agree. I thoroughly agree with that. We'll see what ETFs bring. And regulation. I think regulation is going to do a lot for us as well. Hopefully. RSI for this Nick Shirley coin looks decent. Yeah, getting your little pump in there. Looking good. 15-minute. Let's see. 15 looks good too, actually. You got a couple of spikes, and then you got a little chop, little dump, little chop, little pump. Are you going to set up some kind of flag and continue? What's going to happen? You can kind of see when you get a bear flag versus a bull flag. So hopefully the bull flag breaks up. Hopefully it forms a bull flag in the first place. It does look like your RSI might be bouncing off that halfway point, which is cool. See what happens though. Bitcoin still struggling to get above 88,939. We'll see what happens. News segment. We got some good news today. Good as in like a good amount. 100% of you guys so far has said you have not seen 5 of 5. Wow. Out of 5 people, none of you guys have seen the Stranger Things finale? That's crazy. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. It really helps out the channel. Tech Bro Memes posted the 7 deadly sins of 2025. Lust, OnlyFans, gluttony, Uber Eats, greed, Bitcoin, sloth, Netflix, wrath, Twitter, envy, Instagram, and pride, LinkedIn. That's pretty funny. I am guilty of Bitcoin and probably Netflix, honestly. I'm on Twitter a lot, but I'm never mad when I'm on there. I just like the memes. There's good memes. Plan C posted, the most parabolic moves of this bull run unquestionably happened in 2024. Did 2025 feel like a stealth hidden bear market? Historically, it takes about a year for Bitcoin to bottom during a bear market. Was that bottom 8,600 or 80,600? Bitcoin is in a bear cycle masked by debasement trade, according to Nick Szabo, October 16th, 2025. If you compare Bitcoin to gold, you'll notice Bitcoin topped in December 2024. So you could argue that Bitcoin has already been in a bear market for 1 year, according to Ben Cowan. Now he's magically flipping the script. If you made it through 2025, you made it through the bear market, according to Plan C. The 4-year cycle is dead. The market has changed, matured. We will look back on 2025 and realize that it's been a bear market since February, masked by the relentless bid from DATs and Bitcoin treasury companies. Everything is lining up for a massive 2026. It's stunning. And this is a quote from Hunter Horsley, CEO of Bitwise Asset Management. Honestly, this is kind of where I go into the whole people with more money and a lot smarter than me are buying. That kind of setup. JY's Adventure said, speaking of OnlyFans, I just saw one of the girls make 1 million in 1 hour today. Went viral. Someone quote tweeted, pass me a shotgun now. Damn. I mean, I'm not, like, I think it's silly when people go after these women. Because what are they doing? They're just making a ridiculous amount of money. They're not forcing people to sign up, you know? If people want to pay to see some skin, and they want to pay to see some skin. It's literally like the modern day stripper. It is. And they make a crap ton of money, and I think the people that get really mad are just jealous. Like legit. I think it's one of the more hilarious professions out there because of how mad people get. And usually the people that are mad are the ones that wasted their entire life savings on those girls. So, I don't know. I think it's just funny, honestly. I got nothing but respect for those women. Except for the ones that are grody. You know who you are. Whale Guru posted, the bull market ended in January 2025. We've been in a bear market for 12 months. That's what I've been saying. Every bounce since was just a trap. Liquidity vanished. Retail disappeared. Only the patient survived. This is the full capitulation. The end of the old cycle. January 2026, aka today, begins the next one. A new era of wealth creation starts. If you survived this bear market, you're about to make generational wealth. I hope so, man. I'm so ready. I'm ready, man. I can't wait another 4 years. Oh, man. JOS Adventure said, but 1 million in 1 hour to start the first day of 2026 is insane. That is crazy. JOS Adventure said, then Ben Cowan will tell me investing should be boring. No, Ben. I'm getting rich fast AF, or at least try, right? I mean, you can do both. You can do both. You can invest boring and you can start an OnlyFans. It's completely up to you. You can just do things. Breaking. The Federal Reserve pumped $74.6 billion into the economy overnight, the largest ever liquidity injection since the pandemic. The largest ever liquidity injection since the pandemic. That's crazy. Bloomberg Terminals has switched Bitcoin price notation to 0.1 million. That's pretty badass. I'm not going to lie. That one's sick. Quantitative easing starts this year. The Fed has already injected more than 100 billion into the economy since December. Hard to be bearish here. Yes, it absolutely is. Just in 325, what is that, billion? Wiped out from the total crypto market cap in 2025. Is that it? It actually doesn't seem like that much, if we're being honest. Couldn't Elon just replace that, like with his net worth, and still have a majority of his net worth? That's not that much money. I think there's something to be said for sure about cryptocurrency and maybe just investing as a whole that kind of like desensitizes you to money. I remember one of the companies that was buying Bitcoin, they bought like 100 million worth of Bitcoin or something. And I had been watching Saylor like inject like 500 to like a billion, this ridiculous amount of money this entire time. And I remember reading that I'm like 100 million, that's not that much money. And then I realized what I said. I was like, whoa, whoa, what am I saying? If I had $100 million, I'm pretty sure I can give, let me see, divided by 1,000. Yeah, I could give every single subscriber $1,000 and have so much money left over if I had $100 million. That is a lot of money. But when you're in crypto or just investing in general and you like throwing around these billions of dollars while you're talking and thinking, $100 million becomes nothing in your brain. And maybe that's how you win. Because you hit that $1,000 goal, you hit that $10,000 goal, you hit that $100,000 goal, and you go, this is not a lot of money. I need more. And maybe that's greed as well. There's a fine balance to the whole game. There really is. Bitcoin 88,661 and 50 cents. We're getting a little mushy. Bitcoin officially records its first block of 2026. Very cool. Robinhood gives away $1.5 million worth of Bitcoin for the new year. Hell yeah. Elon Musk said he paid so much in taxes one year that it broke the IRS computer. Too many digits. They had to update the software to get it processed. That's actually kind of hilarious. El Salvador says they are going all in on Bitcoin and AI in 2026. Very cool. UK officially begins crackdown on crypto tax evasion. I think they're going to be very displeased with the amount of people that are not evading but simply have no gains to report. They picked a funny time to crack down on crypto tax evasion. Bitcoin price on New Year's Day. We have officially have the close 87.5-ish for New Year. Pretty crazy. Iran. This one was also kind of insane. Iran offers to sell advanced weapon systems, ballistic missiles, drones, and warships to foreign governments for crypto, according to the Financial Times. I did not know this, but this is the same guy that makes the Keebler cookies. Is that racist? He looks like the Keebler elf. Turkmenistan officially legalizes crypto mining and exchanges. Thank you, Turkmenistan, for legalizing something that wasn't illegal to begin with. White House says, welcome to the golden age. They should have said, welcome to the silver age. Oh. Bitcoin Wyckoff accumulation, according to Marty Party. I don't know if he's moving this or not. His January 1st prediction was like 90-something thousand. And he got a little bit pumpy, but we didn't hit 90K. He was quite a bit off, so it'll be interesting to see if he moves it or not. But this is his update so far. I don't know if it counts as Wyckoff if we just chop sideways and then pump, on what, the 21st or whatever date. I don't know what that means. The current private credit boom is unprecedented. Private credit firms purchased or committed to buy a record 136 billion of consumer loans in 2025. This includes credit cards, buy now, pay later, and other consumer finance products. This is nearly 1,300% more than in 2024, when purchases totaled 10 billion. In other words, private investment funds are increasingly owning consumer debt. One example is KKR, which agreed to buy a multi-billion-dollar portfolio of credit card loans from New Day, a private equity backed lender in Europe. Most of this debt is not backed by assets, so if borrowers stop making payments, these funds have limited options to recover the capital. Private credit firms are taking on more risk than ever. That's kind of crazy. They will garnish your wage, though. What's up? Okay. Yeah, this one's interesting. The best that they could do, as far as I'm aware, is garnish wages if people don't pay. But I think most people are obligated to pay based on like credit and all that stuff. I don't know. It's a crazy world we're we're slowly working our way into. China's rare earth exports to U.S. are stabilizing. China's total export volumes of rare earth magnets fell 11% month over month in November to 582 tons, bringing a total of 2025 shipments to 5,378 tons. Shipments over the last 2 months have been in line with the monthly average recorded in 2024. By comparison, in April and May, magnet supplies to the U.S. were below 300 tons combined after China imposed export restrictions in April. Still, China continues to restrict certain rare earth elements needed by the U.S. despite a deal to lift restrictions, according to Bloomberg. Overall, China exports of rare earth elements and related products, including magnets, jumped 13% month over month in November. China remains the global leader in industry, producing 69% of rare earth minerals and processing 90% of global supply. Key rare earth supply flows from China are gradually normalizing. That's good. Look at that. Look at that teeny tiny candle. That one's crazy. People probably crapping their pants when that happened. President Trump has signed an order delaying tariff increases on upholstered furniture, kitchen cabinets, and vanities for 12 months. Derek said, howdy, boys. What's going on, Derek? My favorite one in this is upholstered furniture, because is there unupholstered furniture? Is that an option? Can you just buy, like, like the frame of a couch? That's kind of funny to me. Like a build-your-own couch kind of setup. We got oil prices closed out one of their toughest years in decades. WTI crude oil prices dropped 20% in 2025, posting the biggest loss since the 2020 pandemic. After recording the flat year in 2024, this marks the third consecutive year with no gains. As a result, WTI crude oil prices closed the year below silver prices for the first time since the 1980s. That's crazy. Both the IEA and the U.S. government said oil production exceed consumption by 2 million barrels per day in 2025, with the surplus set to widen further in 2026. Buckle up for another volatile year for oil prices. Let's freaking go. Derek said, JJ, pull my chain with that stream title, or should I go check CoinMarketCap again? Not stream title, I meant thumbnail. No, we got a little puppy today. I mean, now that that daily close has happened, everything looks poopy, but all of the gains that we had erased from people wash trading or tax harvesting, or all of the losses are gone pretty much. The tax harvesters have returned. Look at Arrow, got a big fat pump. Arrow was up over like 17% today. Stellar got a nice jump, 4%. Polkadot had a huge one, like 11-12%. Avalanche had a big one as well, 11-12%. Chainlink had a mediocre day, 3-4%. But for the most part, alts did pretty good at reclaiming. Solana could have been better. ETH could have been better. Those didn't sell off that hard, though. The smaller altcoins sold off pretty hard. And they recovered most of those losses from people tax loss harvesting, whatever it's called. Oil going down, that's good. US dollar experienced a historic decline in 2025. I will say, going back to the oil thing, I think oil going down is going to be a huge deal for inflation in 2026. Because if you think about it, prices of stuff go up. If you cannot get stuff to the store without having to pay more money for the transportation, then the price of that thing that is being transported to the store is going to have to increase by default. So with oil prices decreasing, it's going to cost a lot less money to ship those items to the store, so they can afford to charge less for that item because they're not paying as much for shipping. Obviously, the driver is going to have a fixed rate, but that's no problem, paying the driver. It's the gas, the oil. If the oil is twice as much, then that line item just increased by 100%. If the oil goes down by 50%, then it costs you half as much to pay for gas to get something where it's got to go. So that's going to be a big deal. Okay. The US dollar experienced a historic decline in 2025. The US dollar index fell 9% in 2025, marking its worst performance since 2017. This represents a sharp reversal from the 8% gain recorded in 2024. Excluding 2017, this was the weakest year for the currency since 2003. Since 2010, there have only been 5 years in which the US dollar posted an annual decline. Meanwhile, hedge funds positioning on the US dollar turned bearish as of the week ending December 16th, the first time since mid-October, according to the CFTC data. Fed policy will drive the next move in the US dollar. That's pretty crazy. Guys, I'm still considering, I did make a Kalshi account, which is apparently legal for a United States citizen to make an account on Kalshi. Very exciting. They did make me full KYC, so I do obviously have to pay taxes. You should pay taxes anyways. Don't risk, that's how they got Al Capone, was tax evasion. So you can think you're a hot shot trying to evade taxes and pocket that extra, 10, 15, 20%, or you can just pay your taxes and not have to worry about that. Living your life in anxiety is not worth it. Just pay your taxes, guys. That being said, where was I going with that? Because we were looking at something over here. US dollar. CFTC. Oh, Kalshi, yes. I think, and it's going to be a gamble again, I do think that I'm going to take the bet on the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates again. And I was originally just going to go with a full $100, but I don't think I'm going to anymore because the jobs data was not really in my favor as much as I would have liked it to be. So I'm going to take a small bet, maybe 25 or $50. See if I can find it. Oh, Fed decision in January. Here we go. Okay, so the Kalshi bet right here. Fed. Okay, so everyone thinks the Fed is going to maintain rates. Cut 25 basis points is only at 12. Cut more than 25 is at 2. So there's money to be made either way. I just don't know where I want to go. Right now, my brain, just the gambler in my brain, wants to say yes to 25 basis points. Just because the potential win there is huge. Where did it go? I don't remember where I saw it. Maybe it was on Polymarket, where it told you how much you'd win. I don't know, because they did this before, too. They were like, nope, they're not going to cut rates. And then, like, 1 or 2 weeks before the actual decision, everyone suddenly flip-flopped. They're like, the Fed's going to cut rates. And I knew that that was going to happen. Mr. Robert said, oh, did I miss the AI reading Tyler's donation? Yes, you did. It was pretty good. It was a good one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to take this gamble or not. So 100% of you guys, we got 9 votes now. I'm going to end the poll. None of you guys have seen the finale of Stranger Things. Okay, I'm going to do another poll then. I need you guys to actually answer this. Do you mind if I spoil Stranger Things finale? It's kind of a big deal. All right. I need you guys to tell me if you mind me spoiling, because I want to talk about something, but I don't want to ruin it for you guys. I need a majority. Like, if there's one person on the other side, I'm going to feel bad. I'm not going to say anything yet, though. AI stocks experienced a remarkable year. 3 of the S&P 500's top 4 performers in 2025 were data storage companies benefiting from massive AI-driven spending. SanDisk topped the list with 559% return, followed by Western Digital and Seagate at 284% and 225% respectively. Meanwhile, Palantir was the 9th best performing stock in the index, posting a 135% return. This marked the 3rd consecutive year of triple-digit gains for the stock. AI-related stocks dominated equity performance in 2025. That's pretty crazy. Derek said, I think I only saw the first season when it first came out. It's such a good show. I did like the finale. I really did. A lot of people saying they don't like it. Um, there's like I don't know. I've always had a big problem with like film critics because they're so snobby. They're like, ooh, and then the way that they explain things is like a writer. I feel like critics are people who are unsuccessful at becoming writers because then they're like, as I said prior, the reason the Duffer Brothers failed to impress me for the season 5 finale is simply because, and I'm like, can you get to the point? Because so far you've said 150 words and I've no subject matter. There's no context. I don't care about what you're saying. Just drives me like they love to hear themselves talk. It's crazy. Liquidity pressure in the financial system spiked into year-end. Demand for the Fed's standing repo facility jumped to $75 billion, the highest since the facility became permanent in 2021. The standing repo facility enables banks to borrow cash from the Fed using government bonds as collateral, acting as a key source of liquidity support for the financial system. The elevated stress stems from banks stepping back from private short-term funding markets to present stronger balance sheets at the end of the calendar year. While seasonal pressures are typical at the end of December, the scale of Fed borrowing suggests underlying liquidity stress is more elevated than usual. This is primarily because bank reserves at the Fed remain historically tight, near their 4-year lows of $2.9 trillion. Meanwhile, the Fed began buying $40 billion of Treasury bills per month on December 12th in a move to ease short-term funding stress. Market liquidity should soon improve. That's exciting. Exciting stuff. The federal government is facing a massive spending problem. Government spending is up to $7 trillion over the last 12 months, near the highest in history. This is only below the $7.8 trillion on a 12-month rolling period seen during the 2020 pandemic and 2021 recovery. By comparison, before 2020, federal spending was running between $3.5 trillion and $4.5 trillion for 10 years. Meanwhile, wow, that's crazy. That's like half. Meanwhile, government revenue is up to a record $5.4 trillion over the last 12 months, rising nearly $1 trillion since 2023. Overall, the gap between federal spending and revenue has persisted for 23 consecutive years. What's the long-term plan here? It does seem like they're starting to make a dent in it with tariffs, but time will tell. Crypto billionaires saw major wealth declines in 2025, with Strategy's Michael Saylor losing $2.6 billion, CZ down 5%, and the Winklevoss twins down 59%. That's crazy. Meanwhile, Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire gained 149%, according to Bloomberg's Billionaire Index. Wow. Update: around $330 billion was erased from the total crypto market cap throughout 2025, dropping from $3.26 trillion to $2.93 trillion. Bitcoin closes 2025 down 8% at 87,600, marking its first negative year since 2022. How do you think Bitcoin will perform in 2026? What if it dropped another 59%? Oh man, that would be crazy. Strategy continues buying Bitcoin during downturns by tapping equity markets and reserves, recently adding 10,645 Bitcoin for $980 million. How does their accumulation engine work? If you guys want to go check that out, Cointelegraph posted it 14 hours ago. They have a whole thread here. We've got ETF flows. Solana and XRP spot ETFs saw net inflows on December 31st, while Bitcoin and ETH spot ETFs saw net outflows. Bitcoin minus 348 million, ETH minus 72 million, Sol plus 2.29 million, XRP plus 5.58 million. Trust Wallet CEO Aon Chen says the browser extension is temporarily unavailable due to a Chrome web bug. Google is escalating the issue and a fix should arrive soon. Stay alert for fakes. Guys, Trust Wallet just recently had that big compromise where a bunch of people lost money, and now they're having an issue with their browser extension. I'm not going to lie, I don't trust them. Not a big fan. They have two big issues in a row. I will say to their credit, they are making all of their users whole that were compromised, but the fact that they were compromised at all is a big no-no to me. That is not okay. Nothing about that is okay. And now I can't access my money at all? That's ridiculous. Are you crazy? I would get out. Not financial advice. Insight: the US passed stablecoin legislation and the European Union saw the first year of MiCA. What's next for crypto laws in 2026? Very cool. Bullish Solana whale accumulation leads early 2026 chatter as large holders keep stacking, hinting at renewed confidence despite volatility. Meteora, Jupiter, and Uniswap led all DeFi protocols in 2025 by fee revenue, each generating over $1 billion for the year. That is crazy. That is so much money. That is so much money. Coinbase led crypto venture activity in 2025 with 87 investments, followed by Animoca Brands with 52 and YZI Labs with 40. That's actually pretty cool. Then we got Pantera, Marana, Amber Group, Big Brain Holdings. That one's awesome. GSR and Selene Capital. Hell yeah. Alert. Bitcoin demand is now contracting month over month and slowing sharply on an annual basis, edging toward negative territory. As analysts warn, the cycle should be defined by demand rather than price. This one's crazy. An AI-powered romance scam used deepfakes and emotional manipulation to drain a divorced investor's entire one Bitcoin retirement fund. Make sure you guys stay safe out there. Deep dive into pig butchering scams. I don't understand the pig butchering scam. Is that like a turn of phrase, or was there actually a pig butchering scam? Do you take that at face value, or does it mean something else? That's crazy that 35% was female. I never would have guessed that. I would have guessed like single-digit percent. Bitcoin catch-up rally will be insane. We've got gold, silver, and Bitcoin way down here. This is just recent, though, if you compare them. Since like the dawn of Bitcoin, Bitcoin has like tremendously outperformed gold and silver. But yeah, if you pick an arbitrary time, Bitcoin definitely has to catch up. Probably nothing. Ron Sovereignty Swanson asked Grok if they had to pick one type of existing money that would best serve humanity for the next 1,000 years. What type of money would they pick and why? Grok said, I'd pick Bitcoin. Its fixed supply of 21 million coins prevents inflation, blockchain ensures decentralization and security, and it's digital for global borderless use over 1,000 years. This could foster trust, innovation, and economic stability without central control. It's pretty cool. The pig is a rich man, the butchering is a scam. Is that what it is? Bitcoin just hit a new yearly high. So is the pig butchering, is that literally them scamming rich people? Because that's kind of crazy. Bitcoin just, this one kind of cracked me up. Bitcoin just hit a new yearly high because it's true. It's not wrong. Bitcoin transfer too slow. I mean, yeah, that's true. President Trump says he will abolish income tax in the near future, and this is a quote from Bitcoin Junkies. At some point in the not too distant future, you won't have to pay income tax. That'll be the day. This has been the second worst year for Ethereum and altcoins, and some people say 2025 was a bull market. Look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 12. 75% of the year was red for Ethereum. That is crazy. That is so insane. Altcoin dominance winding up for a breakout. Others' dominance still compressing inside a multi-year falling wedge. Price coiling tighter. Breakout getting closer. Watching the 13.77% level as key upside magnet. Breakout could trigger major altcoin momentum. Let's freaking go. Yeah, that'll be exciting. Next, we got Nike Insider Trading Alert. CEO Elliott Hill just bought $1 million worth of Nike shares. I believe Tim Cook bought a bunch of Nike recently as well. I don't know. Mentally, I could not get over the hurdle of me like not caring about something. I would never like buy Lululemon stock. You could literally tell me that Lululemon stock was going to skyrocket tomorrow because they're going to manufacture spacesuits or something. I would not buy it because I personally have no, like, I can't mentally get over the idea that I don't care about Lululemon. Like, I have to make it make sense in my brain. I'll buy medication manufacturers because medication makes sense to me. Medicine, everybody needs medicine. Lululemon, like expensive clothes. Nike, I don't give a crap about Nike. What are they gonna do? Make jerseys for a football team? What do I care? I don't see the upside in something like Nike. So that is where my investment kind of has a shortfall when it comes to stocks specifically. But there's potential trade opportunity there for sure. China just approved a spending plan totaling $42 billion next year. Let the printing begin. They're probably going to have to print to build that. I think China is the perfect example of modern monetary policy. they print so much money, and their inflation is like nothing. And it's because they control the propaganda. They control what people think, kind of like us with the Federal Reserve and Trump and Powell. And they're like, I don't like you. I'm not going to do what you say. Trump's like, you have to do what I say. And Powell's like, no, I'm going to do what I think is right for the dollar. And then it's all just a game. They print a ridiculous amount of money, and everyone and their brother's like, oh my gosh, the US dollar is actually worth $1 because Jerome Powell and Trump don't like each other, and Powell is doing it by the book, and like all this bullcrap. None of it actually matters. It's a green piece of paper, bro. My favorite argument, people are like, Bitcoin's only valuable because people are willing to pay that much money for it. Yeah, that's literally every single currency in existence. Are you stupid? Derek said Lululemon for rich, dumb white chicks to try to impress each other. Active wear without being active. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I should shut up because I wear Express jeans and they're very expensive. And the only reason I wear them is because my mother bought me for them for Christmas one year. And they're the nicest pants I've ever worn in my entire life. So now every year she's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I need more Express jeans. What do you want for your birthday? I'm like, can I get some Express jeans? I understand nice clothes, so maybe I should not speak to it until I try them. Maybe we'll do that. I'm going to try Lululemon. Unless they're ridiculously expensive. But maybe I'll buy them and I'll try them for like a video or something. Is Lululemon really worth it? And should you buy the Lululemon stock as a grown man in 2026? That'll be a cool video. All right. Bitcoin chilling. 88,681 even. Let's continue. Silver has entered a bubble, warns Ned Davis research, which says the metal has hit momentum indicators rarely seen in history. You know what I want to do? I would like to ask Grok and Gemini if they think silver has hit a bubble. Has silver... Let me see. Is silver at risk of being in a bubble? All right, let's see. And then we'll ask Grok as well after that's done. Is silver at risk of a bubble? This analyst reportedly thinks so. Silver has gone without a 20% correction for 833 days. This run is near a 45-year record, according to Ned Davis and Matt Bauer. I would kill for a 1-pound silver bar. I like bars. I don't like coins. I have a copper bar I'm very proud of. It's like worth like $5, but it's a bar. It's a bar of precious metal, and it looks fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. Jay Shear said, "Sup, family? Happy New Year! Happy New Year, Jay Shear. Cheers. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a killer weekend, whatever you got going on." Next, we got US dollar finishes the year with a 9.37% decline, its worst year since 2017. The dollar hasn't had back-to-back annual declines since 2006 to 2007. That is crazy. And guess what that was? Literally just before the 2008 housing crash. 2008 financial debacle. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway is now sitting on an all-time high $382 billion in cash, enough to buy 479 companies in the S&P 500. Not gonna lie, what if they just put that in a high-yield savings account? Is that crazy? Warren Buffett officially served his last day as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. Absolute freaking legend. What a guy. Enough to buy 479 companies in the S&P 500. That's insane. 8 weeks after forming a bearish island reversal at 52-week highs, silver has always been in the red. So this is a statistic that they're pointing out. 8 weeks, so I got 2 months. I got 2 months for my short to pay off. Should I just leave it? Can I get it liquidated? It is a 2x short. That's a good question, actually. All right. S&P 500 just posted its third consecutive year of 15+% gains, a streak that has now happened just 3 times in history. The other 2 times were the run up to the dot-com bubble in 2019 to 2021. Crazy. Breaking. Diamonds. Diamonds may be a girl's best friend, but they're not They're your portfolio's worst nightmare. Prices have fallen to their lowest level this century. Can't they make them now, like artificially? That's probably why. Maybe I'll buy some just because. I think people like other rocks. I think like rare minerals and stuff are doing better because they're just more fun. Oh my god, Derek said Berkshire Hathaway has enough cash to support 6,000 Somali daycares for a year. Dude, that's been my favorite meme. I literally, like, every time I turn around, I say something. My fiance is like, stop, you're done. All right, let's ask the same exact question to Grok and see what Grok says. We're going to go with Gemini first, though. Gemini. And this is the fast model. So we're clear. I can do the thinking model next, I suppose. I already copy pasted. As of early 2026, the silver market is currently one of the most debated topics in finance. Whether it's in a bubble depends on whether you view the recent 160% price surge as purely speculative or fundamental repricing due to extreme scarcity. Here's a breakdown of the current situation to help you assess the risk. Case for a bubble. Several technical and quantitative indicators are currently flashing red, suggesting the price may have detached from reality. Parabolic growth. Silver prices skyrocketed from roughly $30 in January 2025 to over $80 by late December 2025. Historically, such vertical moves are often followed by sharp blow-off tops. Quantitative models, what is that, Societe Generale's LPPL's S model, designed to detect super exponential acceleration, recently flagged silver as exhibiting classic bubble behavior. Retail euphoria. Sentiment surveys show that over 57% of retail investors expect silver to hit $100 an ounce in 2026. High levels of retail consensus are often a contrarian signal that a market is overbought. The oil to silver anomaly. For the first time since 1980 Hunt Brothers bubble, an ounce of silver is more expensive than a barrel of crude oil. This historic rarity suggests silver may be overvalued relative to other hard commodities. The case for structural repricing. Many analysts argue this isn't a bubble, but a perfect storm of supply and demand that justified the higher price. Extreme supply deficit. 2025 marked the fifth consecutive year of silver supply deficits because 70 to 80% of silver is a byproduct of mining other metals like copper and zinc. Supply cannot be easily increased even when prices rise. Industrial must-have status. Silver is now a critical mineral in the U.S. The explosion of AI data centers, 5G infrastructure, and solar energy has made silver a non-discretionary industrial input. China export controls. Starting January 1st, 2026, China, which refines 70% of global silver, implemented strict export licensing, further choking the global supply. Monetary hedging. Continued interest rate cuts and geopolitical instability have driven investors towards silver as a faster horse than gold for protecting wealth. What to watch in 2026? If you are monitoring this market, keep an eye on these three potential bubble poppers. Margin hikes. Exchanges like the CME often raise margin requirements to cool speculation. We already saw a flash crash from 84 to 73 in late December 2025 due to these types of interventions. Substitution. If silver stays above 80, tech companies may accelerate efforts to replace it with copper in solar panels, though this is technically difficult and takes years. Institutional fatigue. When retail is bullish, some big banks like BMO and Commerzbank have turned cautious, predicting a reversion to mean toward the $55 to $65 range. I mean, that's not bad, to be completely honest. We're so used to crypto's volatility. Ooh, that's cool. It has a little video and stuff. How the silver squeeze of 2026 is unfolding. This video provides a deep dive into the long-term structural forces and ratio charts that Michael Oliver uses to explain why silver's current price action might be a fundamental breakout rather than just a temporary bubble. Would you like me to compare? I like that. That's a great explanation from Gemini. Bitcoin looking good, 88,843. Silver is up 1.62%, pushing up higher still. All right, let's see what Grok said. Silver prices have experienced an extraordinary rally in 2025, rising approximately 130 to 150% year to date, around $70 to $72 per ounce, as of early January 2026. Some sources citing spot prices near $72.29. This surge has outperformed gold, up 70%, and marks one of the strongest annual performances since the 1979 to 1980 bull market. Signs of bubble risk. Several indicators suggest elevated bubble risk, extreme momentum, and speculation. Prices have doubled or more in a single year, driven partly by investor enthusiasm and ETF inflows and forecasts of triple-digit prices, $100 plus. This mirrors past mania's 1980 peak near 50, adjusted for inflation, 170 today, followed by a crash 2011 peak at 49, followed by a multi-year bear market. Overextended technicals. Momentum indicators, example RSI, show overbought conditions, and analysts note rising correction risks early in 2026 due to profit-taking, higher margin requirements on futures, and potential slowdowns in momentum. Speculative positioning. Retail interest. Google searches for how to buy silver at all-time highs, and predictions of $100 to $300 per ounce reflect FOMO, driven buying, a classic bubble precursor. Some sources explicitly warn of mania or blow-off tops. Supporting factors against a full bubble collapse. Strong fundamentals provide support for differentiate from this pure speculation. Joe has ever just said, can we look at horse Zora, please, JJ? Yeah, we can. Structural supply deficits. The market has seen consecutive annual deficits, 63 to 177 or 117 million ounces in 2025. Wow. Expected to continue into 2026 due to stagnant mine production and recycling unable to keep pace. Robust industrial demand. Over 50 to 60% of silver use is industrial, solar, PV, EVs, electronics, AI data centers, projected to remain near record levels despite minor slowdowns. This irreplaceable demand, conductivity in green tech, absorbs supply regardless of price, unlike purely monetary assets. Investment tailwinds. Safe haven buying, central bank interest, and falling gold-silver ratio, 64 to 68 to 1, down from 100 plus to 1 earlier, signals silver catching up to gold. Geopolitical supply shocks. Factors like potential export restrictions, example China, and low inventories add upward pressure. Overall assessment. Silver shows clear signs of froth and bubble-like behavior at current levels, with heightened risk of a sharp pullback or consolidation in early 2026, potentially 20 to 30% correction, as seen in past rallies. However, underlying structural deficits and industrial demand make a total collapse like post-1980 less likely, suggesting any dip could be a buying opportunity for long-term holders. Many analysts expect prices to remain elevated, 60 to 80 plus, averaging in 2026, with upside potential to 100 if momentum resumes. Volatility is almost certain. Silver's dual role amplifies swings compared to gold. If viewing silver purely as an investment play on speculation, yes, it's at high bubble risk, but backed by real industrial consumption in growing sectors, renewables, tech. It's more a supported bull market with speculative excess than a pure bubble ready to burst imminently. Diversifying and monitor industrial trends closely. Interesting. All right. Jay West just said Jacob Zora, founder, posted horse today. Apparently 2026 is the year of the horse. Is that true? Um, 2026 is the year of the fire horse. And that was February 17th, 2026. Okay. Very cool. Okay. Good follow for the future of creator coins. Brian Armstrong is all over Twitter pushing creator coins. In my opinion, will be the new memes. All on Zora, like Nick Shirley coin, for example. Okay, let's go check this out. We want to look at horse. Horse Zora, it's up 28.29%. Broke past all that resistance, no problem. Beautiful. Look at the volume too. That's exactly what you want to see. So the first break, you literally broke through everything, but it whipped back down just above, what is that, 39, 39.40. And then you kind of got a little support bounce, break above 44.49, come back down to retest. Looks good, man. That's perfect. Huge win. Huge win. Yeah, that's beautiful. Market cap liquidity looks great. That's almost one. That's more than 1% liquidity. That's huge. Or 10, I'm sorry. That's more than 10% liquidity. Holy crap. They definitely got a lot of liquidity for sure. Yeah, Uniswap, liquidity pool. That's awesome. Who's this guy? Oh, we don't know. That might be nobody. Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, the holder count, liquidity, like where the money's at. This all looks great. I like it. All right. Silver. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this thing drops. Honestly, if it gets down to 50, I'm probably going to scoop like crazy. I would like to see a pullback. I'm not going to lie. I would love to see a pullback. I would love for my shorts to print. That would be my first successful short ever. I will say, this double top down here, 1, 2, a retest of that breakout would be nice because we broke out right here. We never quite retested it. So this blue line, for a long, long term, I'm talking like February, March, April, I'm looking for a potential like chop. Maybe we do a little double bottom and then we blast off from there. It's giving, Michael Saylor strategy vibes, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. But yeah, I do think structurally I would like to see a pullback before $100. I would like to see $100 though. I would for sure. I think silver holders deserve it. Me being one. Joe Adventure said, last request, JS_home. Thanks for looking at my request. Absolutely, man. Thanks for participating in the chat. JS_home. You can do underscores and you gotta give me something else. JS home. I can't spell. Is it a dash? No. Horn. Oh, my bad. JS_horn. Horny? Oh. You said it's on an X. Okay. Let me pull it up over here so I don't accidentally show people buying. Sometimes there's crazy stuff on my feed. JS horny. Okay. Oh, you could have just told me to go to the horse thing. Okay. 63,000 followers. Jacob. Blah, 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 blah. This is cute. Is that an ad? I don't know what that is, but I like it. Attention markets in the short term. Information markets in the long term. Pay attention. Trade attention. Yeah, I think Zora is a base thing, isn't it? The Zora flying wheel effect. Next post alone have 2 million in volume, with the most recent one driving a net 87,000 in buy demand for the next Shirley. This is the power of pairing all posts with creator coins. Wow. That's crazy. I'm confused as to how this works. Like, where does he get money from that? You know what I mean? Okay, he earned 5,700. That's actually really cool. That's awesome. So it's just another way to monetize media. Okay, I like that. Okay, you should think I should follow him. I'll give him a follow. I do have a Zora, and I have some. Let me actually. What if I'm a millionaire and I don't even know? Wouldn't that be crazy? I published some of my buddy's art up there, which might be immoral. Um, my buddy is no longer with us, and he did make this art while he was in prison. Okay, connect. Bam. Confirm. Okay. Very bullish. Soul is now on Zora. Very cool. All right, let's see. Am I a millionaire? How do I know? Here we go. Okay. Okay. It says market cap 4,653. I don't know what that means. Okay. What if I'm a millionaire and wouldn't even know? I mean, you never know, man. I every once in a while I'll go back and I'll look at my old stuff because hold on. Can I do this? Hey, I can. Okay. Every once in a while I'll go back and I'll look at my old stuff, like my old accounts that I have not referenced in since last year, really, just to see because there might be some stupid like poop coin that I bought on there I don't know anything about, and it's worth $1 million. You never know. You never know, man. I feel like my light needs to be turned up from this. It looks pretty full. Okay. I mean, it's cool to see this, actually. We are at 1,290 something subscribers. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you guys for being here. Hit the subscribe button right there. Fear and Greed on CoinMarketCap is at 31. Bitcoin is chilling at 88,723 and 78 cents. Looking good. Top 10 looks good as well. We got Bitcoin, ETH, Tether, BNB, XRP, USDC. Whoa, when did XRP lose number 3? That's crazy. I don't remember that happening. Solana, Tron, Dogecoin, and Cardano. Very cool. Top 10 looks very similar to what it looked like last year. All right. Fed decision in January. Oh, the spoiler thing. 6 votes. 83% of you guys said no. You don't mind if I spoil it? Okay, so to anyone that does not want Stranger Things finale spoilers, this is your moment now. I'm going to speak words that are probably going to spoil the finale of Stranger Things, the entirety of the show. The end of the show, I'm getting into spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 11 did not die technically at the end. They don't know. Somebody on Polymarket, this was a big deal. There was like articles about it. Somebody on Polymarket with a new account bet $50,000 that 11 was going to die. At the end, or like the beginning of the end, they kind of like 11 dies. It's like a fake out. And then at the very end, Mike kind of explains how she didn't die. He's speculating, but then they show her like climbing the mountains in like Norway or something, in this beautiful Nordic town and waterfalls and stuff like that. So at the end of the show, she kind of isn't dead. And the bet right now on Polymarket, the guy is about to lose $50,000. Let me go to it. Hold on. I want to pull it up because this is crazy. Who dies in Stranger Things season 5? Bam. Look at this. 11. This is the only one that has not resolved. View resolved. Additional context. Per market rules, if a character's fate is deliberately left ambiguous, it will not qualify as a yes resolution. The fate of 11 is ambiguous and therefore does not qualify. So, outcome proposed, no, she did not die. And then they disputed it. Outcome proposed again is no. The final dispute review is in 1 day and 22 hours. This dude just lost $50,000 betting that 11 would die. That sucks so bad. That sucks so bad. $20 million on this shit. That's freaking crazy. And then everybody else, nobody else died either. Who freaking died? This sister? Is she even on here? 8. Oh, yeah, she is. Okay, she's the only one that died. Oh, that's crazy. All right, let's get out of the spoilers. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. The Stranger Things spoilers are officially done from this moment. We're good to go. No Stranger Things spoilers from here on out. Appreciate you guys. I kind of hate spoilers, so I had to warn you guys, give you guys a fair warning. Are we going to bet on a rate cut? I'm really not sure, man. I'm really not sure. The fact that the over 12% or the over 25 basis point cut was over 12% at one point. Was that 15? That's kind of crazy. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still up in the air about it. I'm going to make a decision either tomorrow or next Friday. I'll base it around my payday. There's 2 more. Hike. Oh, that'd be crazy. Wouldn't that be insane? Fed maintains rate 90%. Whew, that is crazy. All right, yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens. Portfolio update. Portfolios are looking good. We got a big fat spike today, obviously. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is down 553, 55.3%. Best performer Solana only down 25. Worst performer Fetch down 73. Then we got the meme coin portfolio down 625, 62.5%. Best performer Doge down 93. Worst performer GigaChad down 169. Nice. Then we got the narrative portfolio, my favorite, and what was once the most stable. It's iffy now. Currently down 228 or 45.6%, I think. Best performer Tau only down 21. Worst performer Fetch down 64. And last but not least, we've got the perfect entry portfolio currently down 466, 46.6%. Best performer Chainlink down 17. Worst performer Render down 66. And that is it. That is it. Bitcoin is chilling. JY's Adventure said, now the question is, start of the reef rally or we make new all-time highs? Where Bitcoin goes sideways and the new paradigm begins where Bitcoin maxis get wrecked and alts outperform for a year or two. That'd be hilarious. While Bitcoin stays stagnant. What green days in crypto? It can't be, right? Yeah, man, I'm excited regardless for what happens, because if we don't pump and 2026 is a bum year, at least we'll know from that point. At least we'll know. But we are going to start diversifying our content to broader investments, because I think diversity is important. And the stock market did amazing this past year, so we're not going to not diversify. I do have a stock portfolio already. The stock channel in the Discord is, in my opinion, one of the best places to get stock input. And that might only be because the stock market performed so well. Like a kind of biased situation where I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone in the stock channel is so smart because we made amazing calls. But the case might be everybody made amazing calls just because the stock market did so well. That's kind of how Altseason usually goes. Everyone thinks that they're a genius because they're like, oh my gosh, I keep just hitting long and I make money because everything goes up. So it's kind of, the stock market kind of had their own Altseason essentially. You want to look at BNKK? Bonk? Bonk meme coin stock. That's kind of hilarious. Who did this? That's freaking great. It looks like doo-doo. I like that it's not a million zeros though. It's $2.58. Super low cap stock, 13 mil. Huh. I probably won't buy any. It does have bullish div though. You do got some bullish div right here. Bam. Bull div. So potential's there for sure. Unfortunately, it's a short term, you know, like this is what that would signal, just that little pump right there, while the RSI continues up and your price continues down. So, but the potential reversal is there for sure, for short term. I like that there's a bonk stock. That's hilarious. One of my favorites right now, let me pull it up, is, this is super speculative. Obviously, I like Plug. Plug is quite speculative as well. This is a hydrogen power stock. And I think I initially talked about it, like, I don't even know. Am I logged out? Did they log me out? That would be annoying. Hello? Yeah, no, where's my, there we go, okay. So I got in, actually not too far from here, right around $1.80, $1.80, $1.90. So it is back down. But it had a nice little spike. Like I said, this one's super speculative. That's not the one that I'm talking about, though. That's just one of my more favorite speculative plays. The one that I'm most excited about, weirdly enough, is Viking Therapeutics. Because they have weight loss drug in clinical trials right now. And if those clinical trials get approved, or I don't know what the next term is called, then this thing's going to explode. Viking Therapeutics is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company which engages in the development of therapies for metabolic and endocrine disorders. The company was founded by Brian Leon and Michael A. Dinnerman on September 24th, 2012, and is headquartered in San Diego, California. The listed name is VKTX, common stock. They have 36 employees. Market cap is $3.98 billion. And if they get approved, I think this thing's going to go nuts. Let's see, what's their all-time high right now is $82. So, I don't know. It's one of my more speculative plays, but I'm kind of excited about it. The fractal looks so good on this, man. Look at that. Come on. Joe Has Adventure said, typically stocks go to billions. High risk, high reward. I don't know how I can buy, though. I don't have access to stocks where I live. That's why I need on-chain stocks to become a thing. Where do you live, Jay Has Adventure? Can you make Robinhood? Make a Robinhood account. On-chain stocks is a thing. Where can you? I think Stacks does that. Synthetics, I know for sure does it. I don't know how transparent or like legal any of that is, but it's a thing. BMNR, SharpLink, or Newegg. Does Newegg have a stock? That's kind of funny. Yeah, let's take a look at these. Newegg, I'm gonna go to the daily. Stocks are a little more long term. Looks like a nice pullback. See, I feel like I'm a little iffy on Newegg just because the price of computer products going up so much. That might hurt Newegg, actually. They do seem like they're plateauing. There could be a pullback here. That spike looks pretty awesome. 2025 spike. That's amazing. And then took a little doo-doo. Found it a few days ago. And then Bitminer and SharpLink. I like the volume spike for sure. This looks awesome. So it bottomed in this year. Bottomed, or last year now, technically. I used to buy computer parts from them 13 years ago. Yeah, I oddly enough, Amazon was pretty good for computer parts for me. I like eBay. I like to buy used, crappy used stuff. So what's interesting is this is going to be clear resistance. And we're right there. So getting above that's going to be a big deal. Right now you got a little bit of a double top thing going on. So you could do maybe with the pullback. I would look for support around 25. We'll call it 26.5, I guess. Well, I'll go with 25. I like 25. Yeah, I'm sure it did. This right here is pretty crazy. 3,000%. Yeah, it's up quite significantly. So if you do get a extended pullback, I would look for that $25, which is 50% from here. Now right here, there's potential. Obviously, this is going to be resistance from way back over there, but the shorter term time frame, you're going to have support right here for sure, psychological, and it's at $50 right now. That's also going to be a big psychological level. I'm going to make this, because this is more psychological based instead of chart based. So I'm going to just make that a dotted line. That's potential psychological support. This is structural support right here and right here. And then this is structural resistance. So we'll keep an eye on those three levels. Looks good. Let's take a look at Bitmine. I'm not sure how I feel about Bitmine, if I'm being completely honest. It was definitely like way bottomed out. It's at 27.15 right now. Yeah, see, if I was a cup and handle guy, I would tell you this is an inverse cup and handle, and it's not looking good. But I don't really care for that pattern, if I'm being completely honest. If you believe in this, you could make the argument of the MW. And the MW usually results in a pretty hefty pump. So you might be right there. That's what I would look at it for those two. RSI looks great. And then SharpLink. SBET. Sharplink Gaming, yeah, they got resistance at 23, 26. You're at 894 right now. Same situation here as the other one. That inverse cup and handle potential. But you also got your MW, which it is fugly. But it is there for sure. Yeah, I would just want to see if this is going to be a lower low. I want to see a pretty hefty reversal soon. Your RSI looks like it wants to try to cross bullish. So see if you get that going for you. You need some turnaround though. You're kind of reaching that stage where this is going to no longer be support, and you're going to just break through a level where you can't return from. Yeah, I think I'm familiar with Sharplink and Bitmine. All right, let's go back to... Actually, I want to look at Total 3. I don't remember spending any time on Total 3. So we are below our beloved line. My slightly bullish guess for our bear market low is 800 billion, and we bounced off of that very nicely. Can we get back above 850 is the next question. Then I want to go to Total 2. Ooh, okay, the potential here is very nice. Can we get a... for the 4 hour? Yeah. Gosh, look at how much more volatile it used to be. Now it's just boring and flat. But let's see. Let's see if we start curling up. We should know by January 6th if we're going to get spicy or not. I'm kind of excited. And the total crypto market cap. Okay, this actually looks decent. Oh, I'm going to freak out. Let's go to the daily. I forgot about this. We're right there, man. We are right there. So we've got our pumps have gotten gradually more, they take longer time. Our dumps have taken less time. And that's exactly what we just experienced. And we have this very, very clear trend line. We had a 9-month bleed here, 5-month bleed here. This one I think was 2-month bleed. Yeah, right there, 2-month bleed. Oof, come on. We have a potential pump either going all the way up to 5 trillion or 5.5 trillion. I'm looking for April, May 2026, $5 trillion top. This is saying December, which would be crazy. This is definitely like early 2025 prediction that I put up here. My next one, I guess I'll put a line right here. JJ's alternative estimate for total market cap top. I'm gonna go December 2026. Let's see. Let's see what happens. That'd be pretty sick if that happened. Disbelief, exactly. My buys are up, but I feel iffy about this move. Oh, 100%. This is a small move, too. That's what sucks about it. Feeling iffy about a small move makes you feel silly. But all we can do is wait. And it would not surprise me. What sucks, too, is you get into, like, this weird cycle where you're like, this is awful. And then the price pumps a little bit, and you're like, okay, well, if we dump back, then I'll deal with it later. And then it dumps further, and you're like, well, this sucks. It's no turning back now, and you just keep going through that same thing over and over and over again until eventually everything's at zero, and you're like, well, I should buy some more. At these prices, I'm definitely going to buy some more. Yeah, let's take a look at Russell. Okay, did we ask if we finished Grok, right? Yeah. Did we? If viewing silver purely as investment plan speculation, yes, it is high bubble. Okay, yes, we did. Okay. Russell, we've got 2490. Interesting. People were talking about this being a pump. I guess they're talking about this maybe? So you got potential fugly head and shoulder here with a neckline. Let me draw that neckline properly. I don't know. It looks pretty bad. You got to break below that. Are you going to fulfill Sell the dump. Here's my frugal target. Looking for a bounce around 24. Put that on here. Okay. So yeah, let's see if we end up hitting that. Otherwise, I mean, it's coming out of incredibly oversold. Like, this was oversold. And then you got bullish divergence as well. That's way higher. This is way lower. So, what's happening? I don't know, man. You could. So, this is the right kind of bullish div that you want to look for, because this signals the price going higher while the RSI trends lower. Not the stock? Oh. Well, it's too late. I'm looking at the Russell 200. Russell 2000. This is small cap stocks, so this is actually good to look at because allegedly this pumps with altcoins, or this leads altcoin pumps. I do like that. That bullish div looks good. You've got that head and shoulder, but you've got that bullish div. The head and shoulder maybe gets invalidated by the bullish div. That's pretty funny. Brian Armstrong's talk. Yeah, dude, Aerodrome exploded of 16.9%. Let's go. It's about damn time. Nice, beautiful recovery out of Aero. Got its bounce off of 40. This thing was above $1 before, man. All right, let's go take a look at this Russell. Yeah, there's your bearish div played out for sure. Here. Ooh, I mean, I could have told you, if you would have had me look at this before, I would have told you this is a fugly inverse head and shoulder neckline. You got your break and it's pumping, baby. Hitting targets, looking good. RSI looks great. Definitely room to run for sure. With the way that it's moved previously, $5.4 million market cap. It's a bit of a micro cap for sure. Potential is there. Picture's funny. 56.25. Brian Armstrong gives me vibe. He gives me a weird vibe. I don't dislike the guy. If I did, I would be very vocal about it. I think he's great for the industry for sure. He just seems like such a weird person. I feel like he would kind of suck at parties. You know what I mean? Like, he gets kind of like a Zuckerberg vibe, but I feel like Zuckerberg would get up and like do fun shit, like go jump in the pool or like drive around doing donuts in the yard, ripping up the grass and stuff. I feel like Brian Armstrong would be like, guys, I'm pretty sure that we're breaking several laws tearing up the lawn like this. You are intoxicated. You are not supposed to operate heavy machinery. I'm contacting the sheriff. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that way. It's just there's something about him. I'm bald too. I'm allowed to talk. I'm allowed to talk. I do prefer him over CZ for sure. What's going on, Saeed? Happy New Year, my friend. Happy New Year. Yeah, Arrow looks awesome. That's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff we're getting. A little baby recovery. Silver's still up 1.46, 1.44. I'm very interested to see where silver goes. Monad looking good. Near getting a little pumpy still too. Very nice. Near might be a good trade. I feel like Near gets pretty aggressive when it pumps finally. Chainlink definitely needs a little wake-up call. I don't know, man. After what we just experienced, what if the market does like return to normal and then all of a sudden we're like god tier traders because we've been trying to trade this nonsense for so long that when it like when the liquidity and retail finally returns, we're just gonna be like locked in, like the galaxy brain where we're like we're just gonna sit here like know exactly what the hell we're doing. You guys ever see the movie Limitless? Go watch that movie. If you have not, that's going to be the movie of the night, the movie of the year, perhaps. Go watch Limitless with Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro, actually. Great movie. Highly recommend. I'm pretty convinced that movie's about Adderall. Not going to lie. but it's definitely a good movie for sure. Nice little sci-fi movie. 88717 Joe Adventure said I put the Wall Street cheat sheet as my PC background. Always remind me. Limitless is so good, dude. It's so good. Such a great movie. Watched it like 5 times. I back when I was allegedly pirating movies. I watched it a bunch. It was very good. Saeed said Happy New Year to you too. May 2026 be the best year of your life. God bless. Cheers to that. May 2026 be the best year of our lives. Cheers, guys. Appreciate every single one of you. All right. I don't want the Wall Street cheat sheet as my background. I don't want anything reminding me. I look at the charts enough. I got, what is my background right now? It's my old, what's it called? My old banner. Derek said I clean my apartment all the time. Unfortunately, I'm still not rich or smart. I know that's it's good motivation to get you to clean though. I will say, I'm locking in for 2026. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this. Pretty sure I'm getting a stand-up desk. We'll find out in the next couple of days. Oh yeah. The stand-up desk. I'll probably go full Jason Casper, and you guys will see me on the treadmill. I'll be doing streams like this at the stand-up desk on my treadmill, talking about crypto. Maybe I'll fall. That'd be really funny if I fell on stream. On the treadmill. What if I fell and then I got like knocked out, and you guys can just hear the treadmill just like shredding me? It's like everyone's like, "What the heck is that sound?" And I get up, and I'm just like red. Oh man, that'd be kind of funny. That's like old school Nickelodeon gags. Bitcoin is chilling. I really want to see where silver goes. I hate how long it's taking. These are not like hyped up, pumpy bull market candles. This is a boring bubble popping candle. And not just because I want my shorts to print either. Let's see. Is there any updates in the liquidation heat map? Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. We're going to try to get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of 2026. Arrowmaker said, bros, I switched to NQ. No more crypto for me. What's NQ? What is NQ? NyQuil? Oh, NASDAQ. Okay. We're actually just talking about stonks. We're going to be diversifying. Oh my gosh. I had this in top chat this whole time. Prop firm is the way to go. Got a number that is making 15K per day. NASDAQ, that's crazy. 15K per day is insane. Feel free to donate. But yeah, we are going to talk more stocks. I actually really liked getting into them just now. Viking Therapeutics and Plug and the Russell, even though we weren't talking. Bro, opening pattern. What's opening pattern? Get a demo account on Bluenox or Apex. I don't know. Oh, think about it. I'm gonna take a photo of your chat right there, and I'm gonna look into it. All right, ladies and gents, I suppose this is where I am going to call it an evening. Hopefully I got to get back on for an emergency stream. That'd be pretty sick, but we'll see. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it. As always, guys, Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for joining. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Thursday. Happy New Year. And good night.